So now let's add functionality to our app of removing and adding objects. So first let's try to do it with the auto binding. So just push and splice regular arrays and see that it syncs everywhere. So first let's add the form. So let's just copy that form over here. Go into our app and place that form right here. Now the next thing we need to do is to actually bind that form into our into a model. So Angular has a very nice trick called ng-model, and then we can bind this into a new party variable, and that's the name. And we'll do the same here for the description. Now the next thing we want to do is to actually handle the click on the button add. So Angular has a very nice way of doing that. It does that declaratively on the HTML. So what we need to do is to add an ng-click event, and in the click what we need to do is to just push the new party into our existing array. So we can just call parties, which exists on the scope, with push, and then just push new party into it. And then we can reset our form by just calling a new party equals nothing. So now let's check that. Let's see if it works. So we're going here. It's already refreshed and we have our form. Let's add a new party from button, push, and we see it works. Now let's see that it will also sync instantly with our other clients. So let's open a new incognito browser, go here again, and let's add here party from incognito, add, and we see that it syncs instantly. So adding works. Now the next thing we want to do is to add a remove button. So let's go here, let's add a button and call it X, and again use ng-click to remove, and this time we're going to call a function. A function we're going to declare on the scope. So let's call the function remove and a specific part. Now let's declare the function inside our controllers. So let's go to up and declare that scope remove equals function that gets a party to remove, and inside here let's do just a regular splice of a party. So let's just do scope.parties.splice, and inside here we're going to call first of all scope. We're going to specify the index of parties, index of party, one. And this will remove this party from this array, and because it's binded to our meteor collection, it will remove it from everywhere. So let's test that and see that it works. So you see that both of them are automatically refreshed, and we have the button. Let's start deleting here and deleting here, and you see again it's instantly updating. Now another thing we can do is that we can actually use functions that of the angular-meteor collection that we're declaring to do the same thing. So why would we want to do that? So because let's say we don't want to auto-bind all the time, whether it is for performance or whether it is for comfort or more specific to our use cases, so we can just go and write false here, and then we have here we can just do scope parties, and instead of splice, just do remove and remove the party. And now if we go, everything will be refreshed. So let's check that. We'll remove a party and it will also update here. So what's happening here is that we're still watching when we send false. Here we're still watching the changes from Meteor, but we're not watching the changes from Angular. And then Angular we explicitly call functions like remove. Now we can do the same, but just remove all. Let's show that. Let's create a scope function that's called remove all for function, and here to remove all we need to do is just call scope parties dot remove with nothing, and then it will remove everything we have. So to do that, let's just like add a button here, and that button, the ng-click here will call remove all. It's updated. Let's check that. It will refresh automatically. Click remove all, and everything got deleted. That's the basics of adding and removing objects from our array with auto binding or without.